Hey, what's up? I saw something really interesting in Lodash and RxJS, which is the flow write, which just does composition for functions. It's like combining them to a single function. But basically, they just loop over an array of functions and execute them one by one. Um, and the pipe operator or function in RxJS, which is very interesting. It does the same thing, but it's a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to show you how we can implement both of them in JavaScript. So going to start with flow right, which have an alias of compose. I like the word compose more, but anyway. So the first thing, I have these three functions. So add a, b, c. They just prefix a string with a character. So to call them without any composition, so const trace equal add a, now add b, add c, and now you pass a string here. So the return from add a would be the input for add b and add c, and this will result to cba underscore hi. Let me console log. One second. Let me clear the console, and now it's CBA hi. Okay, so let's do this with composition using Lodash. So const composed function equal to flow right, and pass to it add c, add b, add a. Now console log composed function and pass underscore hi. Let me remove this, we don't need it. This will give us the same result, and if you think about it, they will just loop through this array, or they will convert this into array using a specific operator. I will show that to you, and they will loop from right to left. So that's why it's called flow right, and flow, it will just go from left to right. It's really nice. I mean, if you have a really big array, this will also be more efficient, I think. I'm not sure if efficient is a correct word, but it will be really readable. In case also if you have an array of functions, so you can add them here. So add c, add b, add a, and now you can pass them like this. It's the same thing. Which, I mean, in my opinion, this is more readable than this. I mean, imagine you have 9 functions for some reason. Anyway, now if we want to implement this flow right, we can. So I will create a function called compose. It will accept an array of functions called funcs. And let me console log this to you, show you what this operator do. No funcs. This operator, the 3 dots. So console or compose so I just pass these 5 numbers, and if I log them, they will be converted into a single array. So this is what the this is what the spread operator do, the 3 dots. It's really nice. I mean, usually you will see people use it like this. So this is, for example, an array. Now anything you pass after the array will be converted into another array like this. Maybe this is a way to map array with multiple functions like this. So now you will loop through the array and call each function on it from this array. But this is what the spread operator do if you put it as an argument, or before an parameter in function declaration. Now what I will do, as you can see from flow, they're returning a function. So I will return another function that accepts a string like this, and I will use reduce right to start from right of the functions to the left, and reduce basically reduces the whole array into a single value. So this is what they are doing here. They are reducing all of these function calls after you passed the string in the second call into a single value, and this accepts a callback, Now the previous val is the first argument. The second argument is the current function. What I will do, I will just invoke the current function with the previous value, but the first time it's undefined, so the default value you can assign it in the second argument to the reduce, right? It's the string. So, and that's it. We can call it as the same thing here. Compose function 2, this would be equal to compose, and now console. I think we can, yeah, like this. Composed function 2 and pass to it underscore high. This should give us the same result. They are all CBA underscore high. It's really nice. I mean, you can still invoke it like this. Add C, add A, add B. You can still do that, but I prefer this way. So this is for the compose or the flow right function. It's really easy. But I think the pipe operator is much more complex. So let me show you an example. So range, this is an observable, this is the start number, and so starting from 1, give me 10 numbers, and this will keep emitting values randomly. Okay. So what I will do, I will pipe it before subscribing to it. And pipe basically accepts a couple of functions. The first one I will pass to it the filter operator, this one, and I will pass to it the callback function, but since I will use it multiple times, I will just define it here. So const f will be equal to a callback to a function that accepts a number and returns if this number is a mod. So I only want the mod numbers. And another function, I will call it m. This will just plus the number to itself. So I will pass it here. So filter this observable values based on this function. Yes, here, using the filter operator. And now map it using this function here, and using this operator. And at the end, subscribe and pass console log. And this function will just log anything the subscriber emit. Yeah, this observable emits. Now, to use this, to be honest, I didn't implement it the same exact way, at least in the syntax. So it won't be like this, but it will look nice. Okay. So first thing, I will create an array. I won't implement observables, but I will just create a random array from 1 to 10. You can do it like this. So array equal array from, give me an array of length 10, map it with the random value between 1 and 10. Okay. Now I'll just filter the odd values and sum them to themselves and return an array. It will be different here. We just I didn't run it, so let me just run it. Show you what this will give us. R has already been declared. Yes, because I have it here. So 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. If you think about it, 2 was originally 1, so this is an odd value. Now mapped, it will be summed to itself. Now 6 was 3, 10 was 5. Anyway, so I'll just now filter the odd values and then map them by summing them to themselves. But before that, I will create the pipe function which accepts a couple of functions like this using the split operator. Now the element, which is an array, now I will just reduce it, not write, just reduce, because I will go through the functions as you can see here, filter through, then map, so from left to right. So previous val, now I will destruct, so this will be an array. This is the current function. Now this is the function you will pass to as a callback to the current function. It sounds complicated, but it's really not that hard. Now the current function, I will bind it to the previous value, which is the previous array, and I will execute the function you passed as a callback function, and the default value would be the element. a starting array, you can say. Maybe when I execute this, it will make more sense. So const, we'll call it filter map equal to pipe. First thing, I'll pass two arrays. With the split operator, funcs will be an array of arrays. So the first value is the function. So array.prototype.filter. I will use the filter from the array prototype. The callback function is our function here, if. The same thing for the map. So array.prototype.map and pass am. If you think about it, in the reduce and in the pipe, this will convert it to like this. So call the map function on, like this, on the array2, and pass to it the callback functions, which is this is what will this be converted into, which is like this. So x plus x. It's really like this. You can execute this on any array, but yeah. I think that's it. Now console log filter map array2. Now we should see an array, and now if was originally 7, so it's odd. Now plus 2 itself is 14. Now 5. Each time it will be at different values. So these all originally were an odd values. There's a huge truck outside. That's why the noise exists. Now const, I'll show you something. So from array.prototype, we can simplify this. It will look even more nice. Get the filter function and the map, and just pass them here, like this. But this will conflict with this, right? So you can rename things when you destructure. So this will be array filter. This will be map filter, like this. So we'll pass the map filter. Sorry, not map. Array filter. And now array map, which I did. Okay, array map. So this one is here, this one is here. Okay, and it still behaves the same. So these 6 were 3s. This was 1, 1, 9, 9, 5, 9. This will be available as a guest, but yeah, I think it's really interesting to do this kind of things. I'm just trying to learn functional programming as much as I can, but yeah, I hope this, or at least the main idea behind this video, is just to make you interested in these things. Maybe you can Google about the prototype and functional programming and how you can compose functions, and yeah, that's it.